For those of you who are taking advantage of the PhoneBurner Power Dialer through the Zoho CRM, you've probably noticed that every time you start a dial session, without you having to do any additional configuration, PhoneBurner is creating custom fields on the PhoneBurner side for you. We're taking the data from Zoho and displaying it to you right here in the PhoneBurner dial session window. So not only are we able to help you power through your calls at a rate of up to 60 to 80 dials an hour, but we're bringing over a lot of information right in front of you so that you can be as informed as possible when somebody answers the phone. But you may have also noticed that sometimes when those fields are created, they just don't format very well, right? Like they just don't look right. So for example, you see this custom field on my screen here, custom date on what? Right? That's one of the problems with us trying to make things as simple as possible for you to get into a dial session. We automatically create these custom fields on the PhoneBurner side, and we use the API name of those custom fields to create those fields on the PhoneBurner side. So each field in Zoho has an API name, allowing us to get that information out of Zoho and update that information back in Zoho. And the way this works is if you were to make any changes to this field during the dial session, that change would be reflected back in Zoho once you disposition and move on to your next call. And the way we make sure that we update the right field on the Zoho side is we store this API name as the name of the field on the PhoneBurner side. But there's a better way. For those of you who would like to clean up the way the dial session window looks when you're making calls, you can create a custom field mapping that would allow you to rename this field. And that's what I want to show you how to do on this call. It's super easy to do it. Let's jump over to our PhoneBurner account. So in PhoneBurner, you're going to click on your initials in the upper right-hand portion of the page, and you're going to go down to the integrations option in your settings. From here, you're going to click on the Zoho integration option. When this page loads, you're going to see the custom field mapping override section. This is where you can create custom mappings for your fields between PhoneBurner and Zoho. So if we scroll down, we're going to see a list of all of our fields. So every field that we have on the PhoneBurner side is going to be listed here. And there may be a lot of them here. And don't worry, I'll show you how you can create exclusions because you may not want everything coming over to PhoneBurner. That's a different video though. Let's go back up here to the top. Or what field do we want to look at? What was that field again? It was custom date on contact. So let's go back here. Custom date on contact. So here is that field, custom date on contacts. You'll notice that there's this option here to map a field. And by default, the first time you come to this page, everything's going to say default one-to-one mapping. And what that means is that there's going to be a field on the PhoneBurner side that matches the exact name of the field coming over from Zoho, all the underscores and everything. But if you want to change that, meaning you don't want to rely on the default mapping anymore, you want to clean it up and make it look prettier on the PhoneBurner side, what you need to do is just click on this button here to map it. Once I click on that map button, you will see that the custom date on contacts is now set to remap. Or I could delete the mapping, which we're not going to talk about right now, but we certainly could remap if we needed to. But now that we've created the mapping, we've essentially said, hey, integration between PhoneBurner and Zoho, I want this field mapped to this field. And now we can go to the custom field on the PhoneBurner side. So we're going to scroll up to the top of the page, click on the contacts under settings. We're going to go to custom fields. And now we're going to find that field, custom date on contacts. We're going to edit that field and we can name it whatever we want. Custom date on contacts. I'm just going to keep it the same, only without the underscores. And let's save changes. Now if I go back to the integrations page, and I go to Zoho, if I scroll down to custom date on contacts, you'll see that it is now mapped to custom date on contacts. So we've still maintained the mapping as far as PhoneBurner communicating to Zoho. We're still going to update the custom underscore date underscore on underscore contacts field. Whew, that's a mouthful. When we update this custom date on contacts field in PhoneBurner. But there's one other thing that I want to talk to you about. What if you go into PhoneBurner and you go to your custom fields and you're looking at these fields and you're going, man, I really don't like lead status with this underscore. So you edit this and you do this before you actually create the mapping. If you do that before you create the mapping, so I'll go ahead and delete this and add a space. So I just changed the field name on the PhoneBurner side, but I had not created the mapping yet on the integration side. So let's go to integration. How do I make sure that everything maps? Super easy. From the Zoho integration, I just need to find that field. So that was lead status. Lead status, you'll see lead status, lead status. All I have to do is update this option right here to match the field name, the API field name on the Zoho side. Now when I map, now I've linked those two. So lead status is now linked to lead status, or lead underscore status is now linked to lead status. So if you change the field name on the PhoneBurner side before you do the mapping, not a problem. All you have to do is update the field name, the Zoho side of this, to have all the underscores. If you're not exactly sure what the field API name is, you can always get that API name by going to Zoho. So I'm going to go to Zoho and let's go ahead and uncheck. Actually, now you can just click on Setup. Over here on the left-hand side, we're going to go down to not modules and fields because they don't show us the API name there. We're going to go down to APIs and SDKs. In here, we're going to click on API names. And I'll just click on contacts. And this will show us a list of all of our fields on the contacts module. And right here's the API name. We just need to make sure that that is what is listed on the left-hand side of whatever field that we have on the PhoneBurner side. Now, if you change a field name on the PhoneBurner side before you map it and then you go start a dial session, you may end up duplicating fields, so it might get a little weird there, but easy to clean it up. So anyway, as you can see, it is super easy for you to create a field mapping on the PhoneBurner side so that you can start to change the names or update the field names on the PhoneBurner side so that things are just a little prettier in the dial session. So now that we've made that change, let's end this dial session. Let's go back here to our contact module. Let's select our contacts and begin our PhoneBurner session. And now you'll see we've got lead status. Now, of course, I'm calling contacts, so lead status isn't going to be relevant for me in this particular case. But custom date on contacts is now updated. It looks prettier. I can see the whole thing. It's just going to work a lot better for me and my team as I'm making calls. So anyway, that's a quick little overview of how you can rename the custom fields on the PhoneBurner side to look better when you're making calls in PhoneBurner from Zoho. So anyway, thanks for taking a moment to watch this video. I hope this helps you and your organization continue to get more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.